So Giovanna, how did you meet Kurt?
Oh boy. The shorts, the long story, the short story.
They're both great.
I mean, okay, we met on an independent show. What am I, wrestler? We met on an independent movie. And it was just like one of those things where we just kept running into each other. I'm gonna say the short story because it involves my mom. I'm giving her credit and blah 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 blah. So yeah, we just kept running into each other. It was the craziest thing. It's so hard without telling the long story.
I know.
We're gonna get to Kim's long story in a minute here. So
okay. So we kept running into each other. And then I ended up being friends with somebody who he knew. Whenever the first time I saw him, I thought he was like the sexiest guy I ever seen. Like he's
just a sexy Kurt.
He's just a sexy Kurt. Did I just walk myself into that? Thank God he's not listening to this.
You totally.
Thank God, because he would be singing.
I can picture him doing the wiggle too.
Sexy Kurt.
Yeah. Oh, he got that white boy wiggle. Just as sexy.
Just so you know, that boy has no rhythm. He has no rhythm. Just so you know, on his bucket list is to learn how to do ball dancing. So if
when he has two brand new knees, he can do anything.
Can you imagine?
Giovanna.
It is.
He's going on Dancing with the Stars as soon as his knees get fixed.
Oh, don't say that, please, because he has the rhythm. He would be, we talk about that all the time. He's like, they asked him before, and because of his neck, he's like, can you imagine? He'd be like this, because he broke his neck so many times. And you gotta be all
robot.
He could do the robot.
He
has no rhythm. He tries so hard, guys, but he can't dance. But he does want to. He does want to do bucket list on it. Ballroom dancing.
Awesome.
Okay, so I ended up being like friends with his friend, and she ended up losing his keys. We were out in Ohio. What is it called? The Arnold Classic. And my mom, like, he didn't know how to get home. His car was right here. She took his car and we went all the way out there for a few days. And we were like, shit, how are we going to get home? And she was like, well, Kurt has the spare key. So I was like, oh my God. Okay. I was like, I could totally call my mom because she'll freaking like, this is 4 hours away, guys, like 4 hours. So I called my mom and I did the whole like baby thing, like, oh, help me. Like, cause I'm the youngest of like 8 kids. So I was like, it's your baby. Help me, mommy. So, my mom was like, okay, honey, I got you. So she had to wait till my dad was sleeping because he works night shifts. And he works night shifts and then he wakes up. And, so anyways, she had to do it in the morning while he was sleeping all day. So she went all the way out, which was 45 minutes to grab the spare key, drove 4 hours.
From Pittsburgh to Columbus?
Yes. She drove 4 hours, threw it at me. We were standing outside the hotel. She threw it at me. She's like, okay, baby, I got to go until before your father wakes up, and then drives all the way back. And she's the coolest mom ever, guys. So this psycho mother of mine kept his number this whole time. I don't know what she saved it under. I have no idea. And I should like find out, to be honest. Like, what did you save as this guy's
sexy
number?
Kurt.
I don't know.
Great callback.
Right.
So whenever he was like going through his thing on the news, she called me. I was in school. And she called me and she was like, you need to call him to see how he's doing. I was like, Mom, I don't even know him like that. She's like, you have to see if he's okay. So I texted him. I was like, hey, this is Giovanna. I'm not sure if you remember me, just making sure you're okay, So I was walking back to my class and he called me. So I walked right back. I'm like, okay, what did I get myself into? And he was like, hey, Giovanna, oh my God, I'm so glad you called it. I mean, you reached out and everything. And he was like, so crazy. I saved your mom's number because I was going to ask for your number. So I was like, oh wow, okay. But okay. But it was crazy because he was going through shit during that time, and that wasn't my time to make a move at all. I don't look at people and like, and their lowest point, I'm gonna jump right in. But I felt like he needed a friend at that time, and we became friends, but it was like so fast. Like we started hanging out, and then we started dating in November. And because I remember, because I was working on Unstoppable around that time. So we were dating in November, and then we got matching tattoos. It was so crazy, like a couple months later. And then in March, the beginning of March, we got matching tattoos. And then
What is the
end of
tattoo?
March, matching tattoos. It was so crazy because I do not believe that you should have anybody's name on you. That freaks me out. I always talk shit about people who did that.
Is this it on your arm?
No, that
Okay.
was Acts 319. So it was so funny because he was joking around with me. He's like, would you be upset if I get would you think it's crazy if I got your name tattooed on me? And I was like, I have a lot of letters, right? So he's like, no. He's like, if I do it, would you do that? And I'm like, I am so not a person that puts anybody's name on me at all. Like I always talk shit about that, always. I was like, because what if they end up breaking up?
On you.
What? Would you say?
He wanted you to stamp his name on
I
you.
know. I was like,
He's like,
what
that's
you
mine.
bro? Like, what are you doing? So he's like, if I do it, would you do it? So I was in that, I was young. What was I, like 23 or something? I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I was like in that, like, hey, you know what? If shit don't work out, I'll just cover it up with like a rose or some shit, whatever. So it was so funny. I don't even think I told the story before. We were laying, they put him right there, and then I was right there. So mine's 4 freaking letters. So mine was like fast. I was like, oh shit, like this hurts. Like it's right there. So he's like, I just look over. I was like, how are you doing over there? He's like, it's all good. It's all good. So I'm done. I go over. I was like, wow, you got like 4 more letters to go. He's like, 4 more letters. He's like, now he's panicking. So after it's done, I was like, oh, you forgot the dash, the thing over the A. He's like, bro, just do it. Just do it. You already went through all these letters. Just do it. So he was bitching like the whole time. He's like, I can't believe I'm doing this. I can't believe I did this. I was like, am I going through like a midlife crisis? Are you like, why are we doing this? We've been only dating for a few months. But like right after that, what'd you say?
That's just super cute.
But
it is. And look at you now.
How do you get somebody's tattoo name on you after like a few months of dating?
Apparently it works.
Yeah, I guess. So
yeah.
Thanks, Mom. But like right after that, he proposed in March, the end of March, because it was near my birthday. And he proposed. And then
I think that's the next step after you tattoo someone's name on you. It's like, where do you go from there?
Where do you go from here? He said, as soon as I did that, I knew that you were I knew that you were the one. I would never do that, But after that, I found I was pregnant in April. So with our
that's a lot of life-changing things.
That's a lot. So when you say like, oh, how did it feel being thrown in this world? It's like, okay, motherhood, wife, Kurt Angle,
all of it,
thrown at me all at once. So it was a ride.
Wow,
that was. See, I told you. Long story short, which one do you want?
Wow.
No, but it's such a great story.